We've come a long way since being established in 2004 to have our own facility, to hold our own graduation service here. We do take a lot of pride in that. There's a lot of accomplishment. You know, this is our home, our building. The students have come through, worked hard. You know, they're stakeholders in this facilities. They take ownership in it. There's a lot of sense of pride. They've walked through these hallways here, being able to accomplish things on an academic level and to have a start and coming full circle from start to end here, finishing their degree, getting recognized in this facility. You know, it's, again, it's just a sense of coming full circle. We have, I believe it's 31 students who are finishing up their coursework for graduation in tribal services, gaming, and Native American studies. And there is one student graduating with a certificate in the Muscogee language studies program. We hear lots of great things from the students. As I mentioned earlier, they have a lot of sense of pride. When visiting with students, some of the things that I've heard and shared with them in conversation is just, this is their home away from home. Being in classrooms surrounded by other Native American students, being taught by faculty who are Native American, just in this facility that has culture embedded in the design, they feel at home here. I had one student relay the significance of our arbor that we have located on our back patio. He likes to go out and sit under that arbor and study because it reminds him of being at his ceremonial grounds and sitting under the arbor, and it just provides a sense of calm and serenity for him. And he said that he really prefers studying under our arbor as opposed to going in the library because it does bring that same sense of calm for him. Another student, she shared with how she takes pride walking down the hallway because it reminds her of the struggles that our ancestors went through on that journey from our homelands to our current home here in Muscogee. She said that that's one of the things that has helped her continue in her pursuit for this degree, is that knowing what she's accomplishing not only for herself but for our past ancestors and for her children and future generations. It's just a sense of pride for her. She wants to, it's an accomplishment for all of our people, not just for her. You know, a lot of students come in and they have an overwhelming sense of being part of another family. You know, we might not be related by blood, but a lot of us know families of families, and when they step into these doors, they're just overwhelmed by that sense of community. And our students, you know, they are our best recruiters. Yes, we as faculty, administrators, and staff, we can go out and we can sing the praises of CMN, but when a student goes out into the communities, goes back home to their families and friends, and they share the positive experiences they are having here, they share their academic successes, that takes on a whole different meaning for those out in the communities that are hearing that, because that's personal testimony from students who are experiencing that for themselves. It's not something that we're going out into the communities and saying, hey, this is what we can offer you, but these students are doing that all on their own from their shared experiences here. And as it turns out, they are our best recruiters because they're bringing in cousins, relatives, friends, family, and as a result of that, our enrollment just continues to grow by leaps and bounds.
At first, it felt kind of nerve-wracking because I didn't really know anything. But now I feel that I've improved myself not only as a person, but as a Muscogee citizen. And so I think that I have gained the knowledge more or less of our ancestors and of more of my past, and I feel more complete. It had information that I couldn't get anywhere else. I mean, I could go to a big university, but they're not going to tell me what kind of cultural aspects that I didn't know about, and I learned so much. I'm so happy I came here. The instructors and the faculty, the librarian was so helpful, Miss Marshall and Miss Hott, and the attendants at the front desk, and everyone is just so welcoming and loving, and they all take care of you, and they all make sure that you know where you're going, and they help you fix your little mistakes and stuff, so everything's great. It was perfect. I mean, I felt a connection even if I didn't know why I was feeling the connection. We all were here for a purpose that we might not have understood, but it made sense in the end. So it was great to be surrounded by people who I could play stickball with, or I could joke around, and they would understand because they came from about the same backgrounds. Everything's happening so fast, I can't believe it's over. It's going to be both heartbreaking and very comforting at the same time. There's a lot of people in my class that were all graduating at the same time, and I have so many friends and so much memories. It's hard to pick one and describe it. So, my original plan was to teach. I was going to go into a science field.
It was really a wonderful experience. I haven't been in school about 30 years. Come back, and the teachers were real compassionate, helpful. Students were just really respectful and really nice. It was a good experience for me to come back to school, and all the faculty was just a great help. They helped me in everything, and it was good. It was a good experience, and this is probably the best thing that the Creeks, this was something that they needed, and I see a lot of Indian students here, and it's just wonderful to see them all here and getting a education, getting a real good education here. Well, I spoke the language, but I really didn't know how to, I was slow in reading and writing, and when I got in class, that was a whole different world for me, reading and writing, because I thought, well, speaking, I can read and write. Oh no, but it was good. They taught me, and I can read and write now. I'm teaching at the immersion school, and I just learned so much from them. Miss Marshall and Mahai Tiger, they were just wonderful. Okay. They teach all aspects of tradition, culture, language. They did everything that made you feel comfortable being in this surrounding, being an American Indian and going to an American Indian school where you're surrounded by them. It was really comfortable. It was a comfortable atmosphere. It was like a family. They didn't look at you as a stranger. When I first walked in this building, I saw smiles and welcomes, and it was just, and then seeing all these little American Indian students just walking around, having a smile on their face, not being discouraged. That's what made me feel so comfortable, and it was just a nice atmosphere for them. And I think they felt very comfortable too, being in a surroundings where they saw their own kind, and not being one maybe in 100 or so. They were really good. The students are just, and I'm glad to see them today with their caps and gowns on, and I see how many American Indian students are getting an education, and I like that. I'm older. I'm not as young as they are, and to come back, and I'm going to be proud of myself because I did come back and I finished. I'm teaching. I'm teaching in the immersion class. I teach everything in the Creek language, and I'm going to be teaching here. I'll be teaching classes here to students, hoping they'll learn. It has to be passed on. This language has to be passed on. This is our survival. This is where we stand as a Muscogee Creeks. So I'm going to teach them and be proud of who they are and what they are. I'd like to say that students need to come up here, enroll, get an education, and mado to all the faculty, administrators, and the Creek Nation for building this college.